Okay, so this is TradingView. This is the website that you want to use when you want to start a trade. Very simple. This may look confusing if you don't know what this is. Pretty much, this is the website where you can come online and you don't need to download anything. You can literally do everything online on this website, and you'll be able to pull up all of the stocks that you want to trade. If you want to trade regular stocks, you can trade Apple here. You can trade Nvidia. It just depends, right? You can pretty much search this up. These are all of the different stocks you can choose to trade. So if you want to trade Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin will be here, and you'll be able to pull that up, pull the chart up, and see the stock itself, right? Apple, right? You can pull up Apple and see the stock itself. Um, Pretty much, this is the website where you can pull up any stock and trade it, and you can do it all online, and it's going to be under TradingView.com. So what you want to do is you want to create an account. I'm gonna sign out here, and this is what it will look like when you sign in. First thing you want to do is pretty much create an account, hit sign in and everything, and create your account. So you do that, sign up here, like go through it and create the whole process. I'm not gonna do that. I already have an account. I'm just gonna go ahead and sign in. So okay, let's not sign in this way. I don't have to sign up. I'm just gonna go ahead and sign in, and that way I can get started in telling you guys or telling you what you want to do. So I trade futures trading, and if you are following me, then you're going to be doing something very similar. And what that is trading the Nasdaq, and that's U.S. Tech 100 of the top 100 tech companies in the United States. You can trade the Nasdaq. You could trade the S&P, SPY, right? Everybody knows the S&P 500. That is pretty much what the average 500 companies of the United States, the SPY, right? Uh, and SPY, you can trade that, or you could trade the Dow, uh, you mean Dow Jones, right? Dow, Dow Jones, you trade that. It's a stock, um, and these are all pretty much like the aggregate of the companies, right? Like, um, I'm not too big into details of what every single stock is. You can trade oil. Um, Obviously, like, everything. If you know, everybody knows what's going on right now in the economy with oil and how gas prices have started to go up because of it. So you can trade all of these things on a daily basis. You can trade gold, right? The price of gold. You could trade that. You could make your profit off of it. You could trade silver, right? All of these. So primarily, what I'm getting at is you can trade all of these. Now, when you're looking into trading what I trade, it's going to be under the futures contract. So everything here that I'm showing you these are futures. Now, when I search up Nasdaq, right, it's going to come up under futures when I click the futures tab. But if I hit all, it's not going to say futures. That doesn't say futures. That says index. That says swap crypto. This says futures here, right there, right? It says it. That's what we trade. That's what I'm trading. I'm not trading Forex. Forex is not, Nasdaq would not be in the Forex. If you want to trade Forex on the Nasdaq, that would be QQQ. Actually, is that QQQ? I think that's US 100. Not US 100. US 100. US 100. That's the index, okay. I guess that wouldn't fall under Forex, right? Forex is different. That's pretty much you're trading currencies. Now, what we trade, the method that I trade, you could do it with Forex if this is an interest to you. But simply just coming back to the basics of TradingView itself, this is what this is for. Now, all of this, I don't necessarily use a dashboard, any of these things. You can go into this if you want to. I'm just going to show you how to set up TradingView to where it can look like mine, and that way you can be prepared in order to get started trading. So first things first is to understand what markets you want to start to look for. And here, futures is what I want to show you. So first one is every single market that I'm showing you is going to be have an M in front of it. What that means is it's the micro version of the actual stock. So you can trade smaller instead of trading an entire contract. You could trade like a micro version of the contract where it's cheaper than the actual Nasdaq stock. and you'll be able to buy more shares of, it's like be able to buy shares of a contract instead of buying an entire contract. You want to trade the shares instead of trading the entire contract. So um, obviously, if you have more capital, you can buy the entire contract, and that's where you'll just primarily trade the NQ, right? As a futures contract, it will be the E-mini, and then if you want to trade the micro, that'll be the micro E-mini, and that's, as you see, micro will be smaller, right? That's what that means. So you want to go through each one of these, and I have an entire section here, and I'm going to show it to you here in just a second. How can I stretch this out? Can I stretch this out? So I want to stretch this out. Let's see here. Hold on. I've never done this before. Let's see. Name. Symbol. RB. Okay. MES. MNQ. MES. MYM. RTY. MGC. Right? You want to add each one of these to your watch list. So first things first is creating your watch list. So what you want to do is you come over here to the plus sign, and then you want to hit add symbol, right? And I'll say, for instance, I didn't know this would be my first time doing it. You would come up here, search up MNQ, and then you hit this plus button, and it'll say add to watch list. And what this does is it puts it down there at the bottom of this watch list. This is an entire watch list. Say, for instance, I didn't have a watch list, and I wanted to create one for a new watch list. Okay, that's not how you do that. I'm figuring this out as I go. For a new watch list, you would just click this here, the name, the title up here, and then you would be able to see create new list. If you don't have a subscription account, then you're going to see that you don't have anything, and then you may have to create a subscription if you want more than one watch list. But I want to show you how to do this thing. I'm just going to go ahead and create a new account. I want to show you how to do this thing if you don't have any experience. So we're going to go ahead and sign up here. Can I sign up with this account? Why not? Let's see. Use a strong password. Okay. Not a robot. Okay. Create an account. Okay. Alright. Verify my email. We're going to go ahead and do that real quick. I want to show you guys how to do this exactly from start to finish, because there may be things that I am doing that I may be missing. So there's that. Verifying. Right. Cool. Right. So we verified. Let's see if it works now. Alright, so I'm signed in. Oh, no, not yet. Okay. Alright, so I'm signed in, and this is what it'll look like. The first things first, right? You'll see that you can get a plan, and it's going to offer you to try it for free. I wouldn't even worry about that right now. Let's go ahead and go through the entire process and see what we can get for free. So first things first is we want to create that watch list. So I'm going to go ahead and go through all of the things you want to go through. So MNQ is the first one, and when you see it, you're going to be inclined to just click the first one you see. Anyone you see with the exclamation mark, those are the continuous versions, so you don't have to worry about updating all of the M, U, Z, right? You can just use a continuous version if you want, or you can just go to the most recent one, which will be June, MNQ as of today. Once June passes, then we'll be using the next one, obviously, right? So, and that's what that is. So, say for instance, I want to just open a continuous chart, because that's a continuous one, and I don't have to worry about looking at the symbols. When I click it, this is what my chart looks like. This is what I'm seeing. Now, this is the actual stock itself. Now, the best part about this is that you can customize this whole thing, and it doesn't have to look this way. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this up and show you how to do that. So remember, I was telling you how to create a watch list. We're going to clear this list, because this has pretty much all of the stocks that I don't trade, like all of this extra stuff, right? I'm not looking at that. We're going to clear this list, right? And then we're going to go ahead and create a new one. So we're looking at the MNQ, and that's a continuous one. But say for instance you wanted to select whichever one, you can come in here and select whichever one you want. So it doesn't have to just be the continuous one. Obviously, with the one at exclamation mark, you can click that one and add it, or we can just click this one. So I'm going to just do the continuous for every single one. So we got MNQ, and we got MES, that's S&P 500. I'm going to do the continuous contract for that one, and then we're going to do the RTY. And then for RTY, there is not a micro, so they RTY is typically a uh, smaller risk for each contract, so may not cost as much. So we got that, and then we're going to be trading gold. So gold, and we want to do futures gold. So it's going to be would it be XAU? No, MGC. Yep, micro gold futures, and then MGC1 continuous, right? We're going to trade silver, SIL. And the thing with silver is that silver is expensive. So here's the micro silver futures. We got that. And then last but not least, we want to trade oil. These are the futures that I trade. Typically, if you go through each one of these every single day, you'll be able to find at least one setup if you're trading at the right time. That's why we have multiple. So we want to do oil. That would be oil is MCL, right? And we want to go ahead and add that continuous contract. Now, this is my watch list. This is literally what I'm coming to see every single day, coming through every single one of these charts to see which one is offering me the best trade, right? I'm looking at to find out which one is offering me the best trade. Now, if I'm new, I have no idea what this means, right? And obviously, that's what this course is for. Pretty much to get you to the point to where you can understand what's happening on the chart. Now, we got our watch list created, perfect. So this is what my chart looks like. Now, I don't know what any of this stuff means. All I know is I want to make money. Okay, cool. But first of all, you got to customize this to where you want it to look like how you want it to look. So you can change all of this by right-clicking on the screen and go to your settings. And you can literally change the way this looks. Say, for instance, I want my candles to be yellow. Or, yeah, yellow. I can change the candles to be yellow. See, like, I can change all of that. I can literally make it look how I want. Say, for instance, I want the candle to be black, to be white or black, right? I want the entire thing to be black, right? I can do that. I can make that happen that way. I want the other ones to be green, right? I can do that. I can make it look that way. I can literally do it. So you can customize this in this background. Say, for instance, the background. I want to go down to canvas, and then I want to change the background, right? You could change it to solid gradient. You can change it to a color if you want. You can change it to whatever you want here. Customize that. I'm going to go ahead and change this a little bit. I'm going to revert it back to what it was, I believe, white. And then for me, I don't like the grid lines. I don't like the way that looks. So I'm just going to turn that off. And as you can see, that turns that off, right? Just to give you guys a clean and how I have mine set up typically, I like to do my background a little grayscale. I don't like it too bright, right? I don't want my eyes to be hurting while I'm trying to trade. So that's pretty fine. That's pretty fine with me. I don't mind that. And then my candlesticks pretty much look something like this. Up close candles are green. That's about a good green shade right there, yeah. Right, yeah. And I like to keep my wicks black, the wick of each candle to be black, right? I like my wicks to be black. Borders, make that black, and the bodies, let's see what that looks like, black. No, we're gonna leave it green. Okay, yeah, perfect. Green, borders, green, same green. Alright, wick, black, sure. Body, and I like to keep this black, and I like to keep this black also. And that's literally typically how my chart looks. Yep, typically how it looks when I come on the chart. It's typically what I want it to look like. Okay. So I'm getting rid of all of this. I'm deleting all of this extra stuff that I don't want to see on a chart, to where all I see now is just strictly price. All I see now is these candlesticks, right? That's all I see, and that's all I kind of want to see every day. And we're gonna go ahead and make sure it looks the same on every single one. And there it is. So I haven't paid for a subscription. I didn't purchase anything at all. This is what you get when you are a free trader. You have access to every single stock and you can trade, right? So next thing, time frames. and you want to go ahead and add your time frames. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you which ones you want to put on your screen. A time frame is pretty much the interval that you see the stock for every single candlestick. So this candlestick is 1 day, this candlestick is 1 day because I'm on the daily time frame, right? So every single candle, depending on the time frame, will equal what this time frame says. Right? Every single candle here would be a 1 hour candle because it's the 1 hour time frame. So 1 hour, 1600, 1 hour, 1700, right? Perfect. And so on and so forth to the second, right? So on and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and go on a 4 hour time frame. This is every 4 hours. I just want to make sure that that looks correct, right? And let's see here, 1400. It was that around that time. Yeah, I'm sure it was. Perfect. All right, cool. So that's how you do that. I want to go ahead and show you which time frames you want to start. So you want to get, using the strategy, you want to get good at understanding the daily time frame, and then a 4 hour time frame, and then a 1 hour time frame, and then a 15 minute, and then a 5 minute, and then a 1 minute. These are your basics. These are your basics, right? Basics of trading. Okay? Keep those starred at all times. All right? You have those starred, you can just switch between each one of these and then just look at the price, because it'll help you understand your story, and you'll understand more of that once you begin to start trading your strategy. Okay? So this is the basics on how to create a setup for your chart layout, and we're already ready to start trading. This looks pretty good how I want. This is the basics, right? If I want to just trade and now I can see what I'm trading, right? There it is. So I want to show you guys how to put on an order. Now, typically when you're trading, uh, this is how you make money, right? So if you want to trade, you would hit either buy or sell, because you can either sell price going down and make money of it going down, or you could buy and you can buy the price going up. So anytime it's going up, you can make money going both ways, down or up. So you would buy if you want to go up, and you would sell if you want to go down. So if I say I want to see price go lower right here, and I want to see price go lower, I would hit sell. Say for instance we're somewhere over here, right? And I want to see price go down, then I'm going to sell that. Now, I don't have an account. I don't have any way to make money to do this with real money yet. So what am I going to do in order to get used to trading? How can I figure out how to trade without having any money? Can I practice at all? Yes, you can. So you can get in the market and get experience without paying anything. So we're going to go here. Say for instance, I want to put an order on. I see a setup that I want to get, I want to try to make some money. I could literally do the same thing. Click sell and go to paper trading here. Now I click that, and what this is this is literally the ability to trade as if you're trading with real money, but it's a practice account. So you're able to go and create the same kind of trade you would take with a real money, just with a practice account. Paper trading. So I'm going to hit connect there, and that's all I had to do. It literally set the entire thing up for me. Of course, you're going to have ads, but if you want to go for free, don't even consider it, right? Because you have everything you need: the 1 minute time frame, the 5 minute time frame, 15 minute one. You have your watch list, and now you're able to set a trade. So honestly, what I'm about to show you, you don't need to have, right? You don't need to have the premium membership. You don't need it. Um, what I'm going to show you is literally how to make money and spend as least as possible. Okay. All right. So back to the point. So here is each day. That's what these blue lines indicate. You could turn this off if you want in the settings. Go to the settings, and it should be at canvas. And I believe it's here in canvas. No. Let's see. It should be here somewhere. Where is it at? Should be able to turn that off somewhere here. I'm not seeing it now, but you can turn that off if you don't want to see it. I think this is it here. I think this is it here. Yeah, see? Boom, right there. turned it off right there. Okay, awesome. So here it is, pure chart. I just set this up in under 5 minutes. Okay, so say for instance I want to learn how to like just make some money, right? I never did anything. This is what you would do. You would hit sell, and you want to see if you want to see it go down, and you hit buy if you want to see it go up. Now, how do I make money, right? Okay, well, say for instance, I saw price up here. I don't know. I don't like say for, I don't obviously I don't have a strategy. I don't know what I'm doing, but I just want to you be like I think price is gonna go down, and you just manage to catch it at the right time, right? You would put a sell, a market sell. You would go to market here. When you click sell, this will pop up. This whole thing will pop up, and then you would click market here. And what that means is you will literally sell it exactly where the price is at that second in the market. You'll put an order in at that second in the market. Now it'll tell you how much it'll cost in US dollars for that one contract you buy or sell. It'll pretty much cost you for that one entry you make. It'll cost you that amount. What you want to do is you want to click this drop down, and you want to go to risk USD, and you can pretty much determine how much you're willing to risk today. So say for instance your daily risk tolerance is $150 per trade, right? You're only risking $150. You're not doing any more than that, and it's going to put you in exactly in the market where you can get your entry at, and it'll be $150, and that's all you'll be able to lose for that day if you put that risk there first, right? So you how do you make money? So if you're selling and you want to see price go down, you make money when you make the sell. Now, as I bring my stop loss up, right? You see that number on my stop loss? This line right here, this yellow line. As I'm dragging it up, because what I did was I hit market, I hit sell first, I hit market, and this came up. Now your stop loss typically, if you're taking a sell, say for instance I wanted to sell right here, right? I sold here. Say for instance I sold like right here, right? My stop loss would be at the high, and my entry would be obviously right here, right? And as your stop loss, as you can see here, as your stop loss starts to go further away from where your entry is at, the amount of units you can purchase, the amount of contracts you can buy go down, to where if you take your stop loss so high, you won't be able to buy the contract because you can't afford it. You would need to put your stop loss at a really low price just for you to be able to afford that trade. If you can't afford it and your stop loss is all the way up here, then you won't be able to get in the trade. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. But if I had $1,000, that's what okay. If I had 5,000, then I'll be able to do that, right? It costs $5,000 or to get 4 contracts up here. How much would it cost to get 1 contract up there? Maybe 1,500. Yep. So our risk is 1,500. It costs about $1,075 just to put my stop loss all the way here at this high to trade it from where it is to right here, right? Now obviously that's what that looks like, and then your take profit can be wherever you want it to be. If you wanted to see it come all the way down to this low here, this low, then all you would do is you would drag it. Okay, well, you don't want to do that. You would drag it up, put it at that low, and just wait for price to get there. And that's literally how you would do it. Say for instance you were ready to sell, you would hit sell, right? And you would hit send, and typically the order would go through, right? You would be trading that, and you would be in the market. So one thing about paper trading is you're paper trading on delayed data. What this means is that you're not trading price in real time. You're trading price in old time. You're trading price 15 minutes before it is actually moving. So what you see on the chart is 15 minutes delayed data. Now, that's okay if you're practicing. You only practice with delayed data. You don't trade you don't real trade with delayed data. So that's very important to understand when you're on your demo account, or when you're on your practice account, your paper trading account. If you don't have a subscription, it's going to automatically put you on delayed data. data is delayed, right? If you see that D next to these watch lists, then that says each one of these have delayed data. Okay. So I just pretty much showed you how to set your chart up, how to create your watch list, and then how to get into a trade. And these are the basics. Understanding what the up close and down close candles are. That's a part of the course. But these are the basics, man. So setting up an account, understand how to get into a trade and get out of a trade, right? That's what that would look like. Say, for instance, you were ready to get out of the trade. It actually went, say, for instance, it started going down and down and down like that, right? Put my stop loss right there, and I want to see it stop right there. It shows me how much I'm going to make if it does it, right? And yeah, so that'll be pretty much it, man. I mean, this is the basics. This is how you get on side, and this is how you start to build the foundation on how to actually learn the strategy. So I'm stopping with that. Hopefully that was very informative. If you like that, just drop a comment, add any information if you know anything, and yeah, good luck trading, guys.